Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I have explained about difference between traditional file system and database management system software. While using traditional file system, we were faced some issues. To overcome those issues, we are now using DBMS softwares, right? Then, what are the characteristics of database management system? In today's class, I am going to explain about database management system characteristics. Let us start. Characteristics of database approach. First one is self-describing nature of a database system. The basic characteristics of database system is the database system contains not only the database itself but also a complete definition or description of the database structure and constraints. For example, if we want to create a database, then we should follow some rules. Constraints are nothing but some rules or regulations. If we want to create a database, then we should use real world objects. This is the first constraint. We should use real world object as an entity, and that entity should have some attributes. This is the second constraint. At least one attribute should be unique to identify that entity among number of entities. These are the constraints. So the database structure and these constraints are stored in the DBMS catalog. Catalog is like a container. This DBMS catalog contains informations such as structure of each file, storage format of each data item, various constraints on each data. So DBMS contains these information. So the catalog which have stored some information is called metadata. This metadata allows the DBMS software to work with different databases. This is the first characteristics of database approach. Second one, insulation between program and data and data abstraction. In a file system, if some changes are made in the file structure, then to handle these changes, more changes have to be made in all the programs that access this file. For example, if you want to add a piece of data, say date of birth of employees in file system, just adding it to the database is not enough. The whole program will have to be rewritten to make it work. But in DBMS, all you need to do is define another data item in the catalog called date of birth, and all the changes will be reflected, and there is no need to change the whole program. That means we will call it as program data independence. Means database allows changing data structures and storage organization without having to change the DBMS access program. And a data model is used to hide storage details and present the user with a conceptual view of the programs. This is the second characteristics. Let us move next one. Third one, support of multiple views of the data. As you know, a database has multiple users, right? Each user may need to different view of the database. Database view can be information that is stored in the database or derived from the database. right? So each user may see a different view of the database which describes only the data of interest to that user. This is the first point. For example, a teacher can add student marks and students can see their final results, right? A teacher can add student marks in the database and a student can see their final results. Means there is a different views for different users. Students can see their results and they cannot modify their marks, right? And a teacher can add marks and also teacher can modify students' marks. So database view is different for both student and teacher. This is the third characteristics. Next, fourth one, sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. In DBMS, shared data can be viewed by multi-users to access the data, right? For example, I have shared a recorded video on YouTube, okay? And now without any interrupt, all the members, number of YouTube users watching this video simultaneously, right? At a time, number of users, YouTube users are watching this video. Means DBMS allows multiple users to access the same data at the same time. To achieve this, we should include concurrency control software in DBMS. Concurrency control software will make sure that the information stored in the DBMS is correct when multiple users try to access and update the data at the same time. For example, teacher is accessing student data and principal updating student address. Then concurrency control software makes sure that the student information updated by the principal is correct and that information is visible to the teacher, right? This process is known as online transaction processing. Okay. So what is online transaction processing? It is a process when one user is accessing a data and another user is updating that data. Then DBMS will allow that information is correct and that information is visible to other user. Okay, this is nothing but online transaction processing. These are the characteristics of database approach. Hope you understood this concept. If you found this video useful, like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.